take a skate up there and see what's going on.
Don't go in and dismantle.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yes, we've said that.
Can you be there when you do? I'll sit there for a week waiting on you guys. Just so I can see that they've been performing.
We're asking for MLSE and for police to
but that
do
takes-
enforcement. They will advise the bikers about what they're doing wrong.
These dedicated bike units to be down here, which they can come down here at any time, and if they've committed to putting signs up there, and if the forestry assessment comes back and determines that it's a sensitive area, then fencing will go up, and that'll be
One
great.
trillium is there. That makes it a sensitive area. 1 trillium is all it takes. There's trilliums right there. We can take you there right now and show you the trilliums. Therefore, it's a sensitive area. Why do we have to wait? Our ceremony has to go ahead as their ceremony. These people have come from far away, from 6 nations, from everywhere, to come for the ceremony. So we're not damaging it. What we're doing is taking away the damage that's been done.
But I understand what you want to do, but the fact is, these guys might slip back in here at an hour that maybe somebody's not down here, and then do some more damage, and the forestry department will have to come in and restart over their assessment.
But they haven't even started to do any of it yet. And nor are they going to start to do any of it for months, because you know as well as I know, assessments take a long time. These people have come to do the ceremony, and that's what we're here today for.
From what I understand, it's ongoing, the assessment.
It's been ongoing for how long?
Since 1976.
I don't know.
Since how long?
1976.
So the city's standpoint is they don't want you guys in there digging or leveling out the.
That's correct.
And we don't want to get a situation where people issue trespass notices, because if the city is telling us and we act on the city's behalf and we witness people actually digging in the ground.
You don't want to use shovels? We won't use shovels. These people are here. Ask these people how you would do ceremony. Our ceremony involves using our land. Okay? This is our land. This is everybody's land. Everybody's here. This is his land, as well as it's our land.
These gentlemen have clearly stated that they are willing to put the proper signage on.
How long will that take?
I can't answer
It'll
that.
take long enough.
How long is not long?
We can have proper signage up by the end of next week. The kids will take them down. And I've said to David, and we will reinstall. And that's, I want an open line of communication that way.
Okay. What about the soil being put back to the way it was? Who's going to do that?
Well,
Are you going to leave it like that?
No, the forestry department will come in if that's what the investigation states that needs to be done. Which
Okay.
it is an environmental area, which you've already said. So we've just got to wait for the report to come back.
How long is that going to take?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
See, these are
But-
things that we don't get answers.
But I can say that I will work with David, as well as Kevin and Helen, whom you know both of them as well, and they're in the park. And we will get him that information and a timeline as one.
Why do you need an assessment to take down something that's been put there and you know it's not natural? Why is an assessment necessary for that? You know that's not a natural spot. You know they've dug that ground. You know they've made those ramps. That's common knowledge to everyone. Anybody can walk there right now and look at it and know that is not natural. So why do you have to wait for an assessment? Give us a time when you can take level that out, and maybe then we won't do anything further today than just a song and dance ceremony and tobacco ceremony.
I don't know. I can't give you an exact date. I can't. And that's unfortunate. I can only tell you that the investigation is ongoing. It's going to come back sooner rather than later. We will work with David and the High Park Advisory Committee, and we will look after it. But I can't give you an exact date because I just don't know.
Lori, they're going to put that.
That's unfortunate.
They're going to put that proposal through to have the archaeologists come in and look at that. I mean,
but
I
we've
think
been waiting how many years? I mean, all we're asking for is do our ceremony. So you don't want us to dig today? We'll promise you we won't use any shovels today and dig. That we can promise you right now.
The city just doesn't want anybody going in there and leveling off hills today and stuff until the forestry department finishes their assessment. I've spoken with Bruce Morrison from the community response unit. He will have stepped up patrols of the mountain bike unit down here, and the bylaws will be enforced.
Like I said, it's no different than somebody kicks over a headstone and somebody else puts the headstone back up. We want to put our headstone back up. We want to restore.
We're saying we're going to work on your word that you're going to put that signage up there by the end of next week. By the end of next week, if that signage isn't up there, then we're going to come back again, and then we're going to come back in more numbers.
If you don't see the signage up, and if we can't guarantee the signage is up, then we'll have to sit down and discuss what we're going to move forward with. But I can promise you that by the end of next week, I will make sure the signage is put up.
And just as a gesture of good faith, even if you don't want to put that it in fact is burial ground, you could put it is purportedly.
With the signage that's there and visible and available, it's going to let these officers do their job a lot more handily because the bylaw will be stated right there.
Well,
Okay,
as I said,
we're going to meet
if
with our
it's
people for a second.
even if it's as purported, if these guys know there are laws, bylaws, and criminal laws about desecrating burial ground,
And there's bylaws.
that would apply to any white
There's
cemetery.
There's bylaws against desecrating parkland, and that works just.
Yeah,
you know,
that is such BS to say that though. What takes precedence? Cemetery or
No, I'm
think
not-
of Thompson
I'm not-
Park.
I'm
Thompson
not-
Park.
I'm certainly not.
Somebody desecrates so-called or puts a bike ramp in that park. It ain't no big deal. But if they put it in the Thompson Cemetery, you guys would be shitting your pants.
I'm completely sympathetic. What I'm saying is there's bylaws in place that say people can't come in and desecrate a parkland, right? And that's what we're going to work with first and foremost. Okay, until
How come?
Like I said, you're talking
You allow
bylaws.
it to
I'm
go on
talking
all the
actual
time.
criminal laws. Criminal laws.
If
Is it not
if
under the
actually
criminal
saying
code
desecrating
to vandalize a
parkland, why
cemetery
do you
is a
let
criminal
parkland
offense?
be
I
desecrated?
can't.
That's what we're
April
talking about.
19th.
Criminal
Today,
vandalism
the
of
city
our
Toronto.
ancestors' burial
So
ground.
I can't answer that, but
And all this hemming and hawing is just pissing us off. I tell you, I for one don't like being called a liar.
A big 4x8
And I resent anyone that implies my clan mothers are liars.
It's going to be our standard.
That
sign.
their mothers
I know
and
that.
grandmothers and great-grandmothers.
That's an example. We have
Stretching back
we have
30,000 years.
We have larger ones that we can post. They'll be posted in appropriate locations. They'll be secured. They'll be monitored to ensure that they are, when they're removed, that they will be replaced. So that there is signage to advise people so that the bylaws can be enforced.
It's also my understanding, if I may, that Toronto Urban Forestry allows volunteers to help come in and reclaim the land. That's on the Toronto website. So
I
wanna-
haven't read that yet. But that's good.
I am staying in here saying I will help volunteer. Toronto Urban Forestry wants to restore the site.
And we will work hand in hand with David if that's the case, and when they do come in.
Unless there's no signs go up by the end of next week, then I can't guarantee that the people won't be back with shovels to take those bike ramps down. Because if there's not going to be anything done to stop them from building more ramps between now and then we won't hold back next time around of leveling those bike ramps ourselves. Okay, that's where it's at.
So we hear
'Cause
what
we
you're
put
saying.
up-
We're not necessarily giving you permission, but
Yeah.
we hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
We understand,
Okay.
but we're just letting you know because we've been told this so many times already that signs would go up, signs would go up. Within a week, signs would go up. Kevin Bowser told us this many times, signs would go up. Signs haven't gone up. This has been going on for a year and a half with the request of signs to go up. Now, we're only extending that until the end of next week.
And we're
Okay.
making a commitment that we'll put the signs up.
Okay.
So between Dan and myself, we'll make sure that the signs go up.
Okay.
Based on what's happened today, I mean, I will be meeting with Bruce Morrison on Monday. And I'll be discussing what we've discussed. The enforcement of this stuff. It has been marked as a specific community complaint. It will be assigned to the mountain bike unit. So these officers are down in the park. And they are in the park all the time enforcing bylaws and criminal code. And a lot of people have gotten their attention to this. And the inspector, the staff sergeant, so it will be addressed.
Okay.
So I think progress is being made though, and everybody's working together.
I really hope so because I know myself and many of the people have been working on this for a long time. We're getting to the point of frustration, and I think you can understand our frustration with it all. We've been promised so many times that things are going to happen and they haven't happened. So I hope you understand that next time we come back and there's no signs up, people won't stop from taking shovels in there because that's part of our right to do that, to put it back to what it was. Because our ancestors there. They've been there for 3,000 years. That biking activity has gone on for how long? 20 years, 30 years, or however long. That's a very small period of time as opposed to 3,000. I mean, you wouldn't like it if we went and biked around on your grandfathers and grandmothers' graves, and we have that respect. And we're asking that you, all of you here, representing the police and the city, have that same respect for us and our ancestors. I'm hoping that what you're saying, you're actually going to do. Because as you know, our history with the newcomers has been not that. Every time there's been an agreement made or a handshake made, it's not kept. So you can understand why our people feel the way they do about trusting this. So, but we will honor that today. Just do our ceremony with no digging and shovels. But I can't promise that won't happen if those signs don't go up anymore.
Okay, I agree.
Okay?
Absolutely. Thanks.
Okay,
very
now
much.
on.
Thanks for your time.
How long you gonna be, sir?
It's up to the women. They are going to be leading the ceremony.
Where's your grandmother, Larry? What going right on her place?
Where'd he go?
It's all right.
I'm gonna ask you once nice, man. Go right on my grandma's grave.
Don't worry as long as it's speaking.
So he's always in contact with her mother.
Time to go, guys.
White culture, she's gonna be afraid of snake. But if you know a snake, you never have to be afraid of a mate. It's actually got a really powerful medicine. You don't want to bite you or her, because this medicine is where
The city's gonna put up signs up here, by the end of next week, they said. But the other alternative, we're just gonna come in here and tear down all these grounds and dig it all out. That's what we're gonna do, basically.
Isn't that kind of besides the point though? Like if you're not allowed to dig in the park, then you shouldn't be digging in the park.
Well,
Both
we're
sides
gonna
of the
take
coin
these
there. We're gonna
ramps
put down
so
what's
people
There are, I agree,
stop
there is
disrespecting
what's good for the
this
goose is good for the gander.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I'm saying if you're not gonna if no one's allowed to ride here, then it'll take care
then
of
it
itself.
should be fenced and signed. I absolutely agree with you.
And it will.
And it will be.
Okay, that's fine.
But you also have to respect,